The John Fourcade Show special deal. The Fourcade Show special is right here. The Big 17 Expedition Limited, 11,000 total savings. That used to be John Fourcade's favorite vehicle. He's downsized now to the Explorer, but when he wants to upsize, the Expedition is what John Fourcade drives, and he gets it right here at Veterans Ford. Ken Berthelot sitting in for Mike Detillier, who returns next week. And John, it's time to talk a little bit of LSU, preceded first by the New Orleans Bowl, because guess what? This is going to be one of the better New Orleans Bowl matchups, I think, from a fan standpoint in a long time. And that's going to be the Ragin' Cajuns of UL, University of Louisiana, versus the Golden Eagles of Southern Miss. Don't let those records fool you. Yes, they're 6-6, but the Ragin' Cajuns won 4 of their last 6. Southern Miss won their last 2 in a row, including an impressive victory over Louisiana Tech, who was one of the power schools, power football programs in Conference USA, and you're going to see some explosive players on both teams.
Well, there's no doubt about it, Kenny, and I'll tell you this much. I know Jay Hobson very well from the Southern Mississippi's head coach. We spoke on my radio show this past weekend about the game. I did not know when they went and lost a few of them games in the middle of the season, their quarterback had a broken finger. He was described as the bone.
That's right.
Mullen, the bone was coming through his finger, and if he's got an injury, that's why they lost 4 in a row, I think he told me.
And he missed, and they lost 2 because he was under concussion. He had a concussion problem.
So when you're losing your quarterback and you lost 4 games in a row, and they came back and they showed themselves proudly here at the end of the season by beating a very good Louisiana Tech football club. But look, I'm glad to see these two teams. One's from an hour and a half northeast of here, and the other one's from an hour and a half west of here. You couldn't have asked for 2 better teams to come in here. Should be anywhere 50, 60,000 fans here. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a real good football game.
Now look, Mullen's a shootout. He can throw it all over the place. Anthony Jennings, the LSU transfer, is quarterbacking. He can run it. He can throw it. He's quarterbacking the UL Ragin' Cajuns. But the guy to watch is a little guy named Keon Howard, who used to be a quarterback. He's a wildcat runner. He can catch. He can run. He can do it all for the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. He is explosive. And folks, you could see 1,000 points on the board in this game. You might see 7 on the board, even though I don't think so. These teams are going to light up the scoreboard. You're going to love watching these 2 teams play.
Not just that, Elijah McGuire from UL.
Oh, yes.
He's a terror. 4,000 yards in his career. I look this is going to be a well-played football game from the standpoint. You want some points, folks? Go sit down and watch it. Don't leave to go to the restroom. Go early and don't go often. But I'll tell you, this is going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be a very high-scoring game. I'm looking forward to it. It's Saturday, 8 p.m. right here in the Superdome. You couldn't ask for a New Orleans Bowl game matchup than these 2
McGuire,
teams.
52 career touchdowns.
Wow.
I mean, he can light it up. You got 2 teams that can really have some fun. Both defenses are playing better. Be there for the New Orleans Bowl. That's Saturday night. Saturday night right here in the Louisiana Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Let's talk about Matt Canada, because we heard for a long time that it might be Lane Kiffin. It might be the big name here. People are saying, okay, Coach Orgeron did not get the big name, but he got a very good offensive coordinator. True or false?
Let's pull the reins on that one. Very good offensive coordinator. We don't know what this guy can really do. He was fired at North Carolina State a couple years ago. He ended up at Pittsburgh. Midwest type guy. Was at Indiana for a while, Wisconsin. Let's get something straight. This is no spread offense. What Orgeron was telling everybody, Coach O kept saying, we're going to run a spread offense. We're going to be this, we're going to be that. Well, guess what? You're not going to run. This man doesn't run the spread. I like what I like of his offense, the fact that he runs the football from the shotgun position. He throws the football very well. He's had some good quarterbacks that can throw the football. So if you're a quarterback who can throw the football, you might want to come here and look at his scenario, because I don't think he's going to be spread about. He made the comment, Ken, he's going to come in here and fit his offense to the talent that he has at LSU. LSU don't get players like Oregon does and the Big 12 does, spread them out, throw all the time. That's not what they get. They get NFL-style players that come to LSU, and you got to get an NFL-style quarterback who can get the job done, and that's what Lane Kiffin did at Alabama. Lane Kiffin had NFL-style players to develop and use his style offense. Didn't get the Lane Kiffin that you thought you were going to get, but you got a good guy here who I think is going to be pretty good. Let's not call him a guru yet, but I think it's a good choice for them.
Well, at Pitt, he does run the ball 63% of the time, and they're ranked 10th in the nation in total offense. And LSU, I'm not even sure where they're. You don't even want to know where they're ranked in total offense. We're not even going to
bottom up.
Yeah, we're not even going to touch on that. But here's what I really like about Matt Canada. Number one, exactly what you said. He said, I'm going to come in and fit my offense to the players. How many times have we seen head coaches, defensive or offensive coordinators say, I'm bringing my plan in and then I'll recruit to it, and they lose 2 years recruiting to it. I like this guy's coming in. They have talent. I've got the offense that's going to fit their talent. I'm going to install that kind of offense for LSU. That I like. And he is a great developer of players. One thing Les Miles did not do when he was the head coach and his coordinators did not do was develop their players. You can't tell me that Leonard Fournette was a better player when he left LSU, or a much better player than when he went to LSU. They did not develop him to his full potential. Now you got a guy in Canada who can take a guy like Jacoby Brissett and develop him as a quarterback, and he becomes a third-round pick, third-round pick for the New England Patriots in the NFL draft. And look, the guy at Pittsburgh right now, Nathan Peterman, he says, man, this guy took me from nothing to something. I wasn't going anywhere as a quarterback. He showed me and taught me, same thing Brissett, showed me how to set up, showed me how to read defenses, showed me how to be a better deliverer of the football. That's what I really like about him.
My point, that's not spread offense. Because if you develop an understanding of the game and doing go talk to spread quarterbacks to see if they're getting that kind of taughtness in college football. He had 508 points total scored at Pittsburgh, broke a record there. So he can score points. I think they averaged 40 points a game this year at Pittsburgh. So look, and the thing about it is he's coming here and he has to work for what he's got. First of all, they got to find a quarterback. He's getting over $1 million to be the offense coordinator here. My whole take is you better find a quarterback. And then when we talk about all these quarterbacks they have on the roster, I don't see too many on the LSU roster.
Miles Brennan is coming. Right, he said he's coming. He's got to develop that link, though.
You can
he's
say
got
all
to
you
develop
want
that.
about
We're going to talk about that in the next segment.
We talk about that. But who's coming is one thing. Who's here is another. Until you sign your name on a contract or the scholarship. Right now, they got to find a quarterback on the roster who can do to do what he's asked to do. And I'm glad to see that they went up. Ed promised a little bit more. They got what they got. It wasn't the top. He said, I can get Lane Kiffin. That didn't work out. Lane Kiffin went to Florida Atlantic University, got the head coaching job there. He wanted to be a head coach. I never thought Lane Kiffin was going to come here and work for Ogeron when he was his boss in the past. That just doesn't work out there. So we'll see what happens with Coach O and then Coach O Canada.
It might not have been the big name, but I think it was a good hire. Let's, of course,
all
of these things you have to wait.
You won't know till you get here and you get rolling, and we'll see what happens this upcoming season, especially spring ball. We'll see what happens when he implements his offense in the springtime.
You got it. We'll take a break. This is the John Fourcade Show at Veterans Ford, Veterans and Division. We'll be back to talk about who might be coming and who might not for the LSU Tigers right after this.